Hey Mystery Mazers, are you a Pokémon master? Dive into our Guess the Pokémon challenge. Hit like, subscribe and join us in this nostalgic adventure to catch 'em all. Can you identify this Pokémon? It's Vaporeon. What's this Pokémon's name? It's Weezing. Name this iconic creature. It's Raichu. Who's that Pokémon? It's Parasect. Guess the Pokémon. It's Charizard. Spot the Pokémon. It's Slowbro. Recognize this one? It's Beedrill. Which Pokémon is this? It's Dugtrio. Identify this Pokémon. It's Kabutops. Do you know this Pokémon? It's Electabuzz. Figure out this Pokémon. It's Omanite. What Pokémon is this? It's Magikarp. Guess who? It's Dragonite. Who's appearing now? It's Gengar. Spot the character. It's Drowsy. Can you tell who it is? It's Oddish. What's the name of this Pokémon? It's Jolteon. Identify this classic Pokémon. It's Squirtle. Who could this be? It's Lickitung. Name that Pokémon. It's Snorlax. Can you recognize this Pokémon? It's Machoke. Which Pokémon is appearing? It's Chansey. Guess this one. It's Goldeen. Who's this Pokémon? It's Ponyta. Spot this Pokémon. It's Hypno. Can you name this one? It's Golbat. Identify the creature. It's Lapras. What's this Pokémon's identity? It's Haunter. Do you know this rare Pokémon? It's Mew. Guess the Pokémon here. It's Rhyhorn. Who is showing up? It's Weepinbell. What legendary Pokémon is this? It's Articuno. Can you guess this one? It's Meowth. Name this unique Pokémon. It's Gloom. Recognize this Pokémon? It's Dugong. Who's that legendary Pokémon? It's Moltres. Spot the special Pokémon. It's Executor. Can you identify this strong Pokémon? It's Machamp. Which psychic Pokémon is this? It's Alakazam. Guess the grass-type Pokémon? It's Vileplume. What Pokémon is making an appearance? It's Dragonair. Can you name this water-type Pokémon? It's Psyduck. Who's that wild Pokémon? It's Tauros. Spot the Pokémon. It's Poliwrath. What cute Pokémon is this? It's Clefairy. Can you tell which Pokémon this is? It's Butterfree. Who's this bug-type Pokémon? It's Pinsir. Identify the flying Pokémon. It's Aerodactyl. Guess the fire-type Pokémon. It's Rapidash. Who's that final evolution Pokémon? It's Venusaur. Name this normal type Pokémon. It's Raticate. Can you spot this mighty Pokémon? It's Gyarados. Which Pokémon is known for its psychic powers? It's Kadabra. Who's this adorable Pokémon? It's Wigglytuff. Guess the starter Pokémon. It's Charmander. Can you identify this ancient Pokémon? It's Omastar. What Pokémon is this bug type? It's Paras. Who's that poison type Pokémon? It's Nidorina. Name the sludge Pokémon. It's Grimer. Can you guess this snake Pokémon? It's Arbok. Which Pokémon is known for its gas attacks? It's Coughing. Who's that cocoon Pokémon? It's Kakuna. Guess the water Pokémon. It's Poliwag. Who's this dragon-type Pokémon? It's Seadra. Spot the sea lion Pokémon. It's Seal. What fire-type Pokémon is this? It's Vulpix. Can you name this virtual Pokémon? It's Porygon. Who's that rock-type Pokémon? It's Raiden. Guess the kicking Pokémon. It's Hitmonlee. Who's that egg Pokémon? It's Exeggcute. Identify this tiny bug Pokémon. It's Caterpie. Who's this unique bird Pokémon? It's Farfetch'd. Can you name this legendary Pokémon? It's Mewtwo. Who's that rock and ground Pokémon? It's Graveler. What bone-wielding Pokémon is this? It's Marowak. Spot the fire-type evolution. It's Flareon. Guess the bat Pokémon. It's Zubat. Can you tell which psychic type this is? It's Abra. Who's that water cannon Pokémon? It's Blastoise. Identify the poison moth Pokémon. It's Venomoth. Name this sludge Pokémon. It's Muk. Who's this grass starter Pokémon? It's Bulbasaur. Can you name this queen Pokémon? It's Nidoqueen. Guess the tiny bird Pokémon. It's Pidgey. Who's that water and poison type? It's Tentacruel. Spot the dual type Pokémon. It's Slowpoke. What snake-like Pokémon is this? It's Ekans. Guess the Pokémon. It's Sandshrew. Who's this two-headed bird? It's Dodrio. Can you identify this rock Pokémon? It's Geodude. Name the crab Pokémon. It's Krabby. Who's this star-shaped Pokémon? It's Staryu. Identify this evolution Pokémon. It's Eevee. Can you guess this mime Pokémon? It's Mr. Mime. Who's the most iconic electric Pokémon? It's Pikachu. Guess this fiery creature. It's Magmar. What spherical electric Pokémon is this? It's Electrode. Can you spot the transformation Pokémon? It's Ditto. Who's this rock snake Pokémon? It's Onyx. Guess the Firetail Pokémon. It's Charmeleon. Can you name this fighting Pokémon? It's Machop. Who's this tiny rat Pokémon? It's Rattata. Spot the evolved rock Pokémon. It's Golem. Can you identify this pig monkey Pokémon? It's Mankey. Who's this female exclusive Pokémon? It's Nidoran female. Guess the stinger Pokémon. It's Weedle. Who's this evolved bird Pokémon? It's Pidgeot. Can you name this boxing Pokémon? It's Hitmonchan. Who's this magnetic Pokémon? It's Magneton. Guess this shellfish Pokémon. It's Shelder. Who's this plant starter Pokémon? It's Ivysaur. Identify this middle evolution bird. It's Pidgeotto. Who's this mysterious water type? It's Starmie. Can you spot the insect Pokémon? It's Venonat. Name the ground type Pokémon. It's Cubone. Who's this cocoon Pokémon? It's Metapod. Guess the tiny digger. It's Diglett. Can you identify this fire dog? It's Growlithe. Who's that vine Pokémon? It's Victory Bell. Spot the ancient water Pokémon. It's Kabuto. Who's this electric ball? It's Voltorb. Guess the nine-tailed fox. It's Ninetales. Can you name this tiny sea dragon? It's Horsey. Who's this puffball? It's Jigglypuff. Identify this dual-type king. It's Nidoking. Guess this magnetic creature. It's Magnemite. Can you spot this shrew Pokémon? It's Sandslash. Who's this plant Pokémon? It's Bellsprout. Name the water dancer. It's Poliwhirl. Who's this twisty grass type? It's Tangela. Identify this jellyfish Pokémon. It's Tentacool. Guess this primate. It's Primeape. Can you name this fairy Pokémon? It's Clayfable. Who's this powerful water type? It's Golduck. Spot the male exclusive Pokémon. It's Nidoran male. Who's this horned creature? It's Nidorino. Guess the twin bird. It's Doduo. Can you identify this ice shellfish? It's Cloyster. Who's this electric legendary? It's Zapdos. Name the ghostly Pokémon. It's Ghastly. Can you guess this high-speed bird? It's Fearow. Who's this motherly Pokémon? It's Kangaskhan. Identify this cutting Pokémon. It's Scyther. Who's this elegant cat? It's Persian. Guess this crabby creature. It's Kingler. Can you name this evolved turtle? It's Wartortle. Who's this icy psychic? It's Jinx. Spot the royal fish. It's Sea King. Who's this fiery dog? It's Arcanine. Identify this dragon baby. It's Dratini. Guess the tiny bird Pokémon. It's Spearow. Thanks for playing Mystery Mazes. Did you guess them all? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your scores in the comments. Stay tuned for more thrilling Pokémon challenges.